All right, everybody. So we're going to try again with this Fonner Park thing from Nebraska, which is an interesting day today because there's a $500,000 carryover in the late pick five, and it's giveaway day today. So they have to give the pick five pool away. So there's probably going to be about 2 million in the pool. So it doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be positive EV, because if they put 2 million in the pool, there's takeout against that. So that 500,000 that carries over, it'll be at least probably a net zero EV play, which is better than you usually get in horse racing. So let's we're going to do is we're going to go through the first couple of races first, obviously, and then we're going to focus in on that pick five, which starts at race 4. So we're going to do the same thing that we did yesterday. Is we're not going to look at the odds first. We're going to go through the horses, and then we're going to go back and see if anything rates to be a decent play. Now, again, the normal caveats apply that, everything is odds dependent, and we're now 50 minutes. We're now 50 minutes before post time, so it's gonna for the first race. So we really don't know what the odds are going to be yet. So buyer beware. Let's put it that way. So in the first race, we have somebody who we have Go Shiva Go, who's kind of off for 5 months, not looking that great. Give him maybe a decent chance at a 23. Dr. Hot has a pair of 26s, which could go forward off of that. So these guys are about equal. Flash Brown, nothing. Tappan Miracle, nothing. This Alpine Empire is okay, but what this is he has a 20 last year, and he didn't really break through that yet. So it's unlikely that he has that much. He's just not a strong looking horse, but it looks as though you don't really need to get better than the 25 here. So he's definitely a contender. Raisin Candy Bar, nothing. Scratch and Cat, nothing. So as it turns out, these horses that look really bad are the best contenders. So you have Alpine Empire, Dr. Hot, and Go Shiva Go. So let's take a look at the odds and see where those are. So Go Shiva Go is scratched. So you have Dr. Hot and who did we say? Alpine Empire? Let's look at it again. Hold on. I should be able to do this on 2 monitors, right? So Dr. Hot and Alpine Empire. Let's look at the odds on those. So those are the 2 logical contenders, okay? Dr. Hot and Alpine Empire. So I doubt there's going to be really any particularly good value in this race. But again, like if one of these drifts and becomes much higher than the other one, then you can bet it. But I think that either of these are that great. So I would probably end up passing this race. Okay, so second race, another maiden race, and this is what you're going to get. I'm going to get some crappy racing at Fonner, but hey, they're giving away a lot of money, so it doesn't matter. Gigi Holiday, let's look at this one, running 29s. And it looks like Gigi Holiday looks like the best horse. Let's see what else we can get here. So after Gigi Holiday, maybe this Zibby 2. So it looks like either Zibby 2, again, we're looking for these lowest numbers here. So Zibby 2 has a 32, it's got a shot. Miss Justice, I guess, is a shot. And then Gigi Holiday. So again, Gigi Holiday, Miss Justice, and Zibby 2. So Gigi Holiday 7-2, Miss Justice, Zibby 2. Again, nothing that spectacular, right? You have the 3 main contenders, one at 7-2, the other at 6-1, and the other at 5-2. So again, you just have to look for the odds. If any of these guys drift where you can get 8-1 on one of these 3, maybe it's a good bet. And you certainly don't want to bet any of these 3 if they're like really favored. So if they're even money or less or something like that, you definitely don't want to play them. Now, where you get tricky is in the middle. Like, what if these guys are 2-3-1? Again, I'm of the belief that unless I have something really good in the first or third race to hook them up with, I'm probably just going to pass. So these are the 3 contenders, the 1, the 5, and the 6. But I don't know if there's going to be anything that great that comes out of it. But you can check and see. All right, third race, you have a little 6, they say a 6 gamer, little 6 horse field here. Let's take a look. So you have Cat Dude, who has this 19, which is a really strong number. It's at a 19 at 2. It came back and ran a 19 again. And it's got a couple of off races, which I'm willing to forgive if it's a good price. So maybe 19 you can get out of this horse. And interestingly, no one else is any good at all. This Texas Troubadour has an 18, but that's very erratic this year. I guess it'd be my second favorite as of now. Bad. All right, Ye Be Judged with a 22 is okay because it just had 2 races at 3. It could go forward. So maybe Yes Be Judged. And then there's Back Chatter with a 20. So let's again look at these numbers here. So we have Back Chatter and Ye Be Judged look fine. And then this Cat Dude. So let's take a look at the odds here and see what we have. So Back Chatter's fine. Ye Be Judged is scratched. And Cat Dude is the favorite. So once again, it doesn't look like anybody's going to be that great of a price here. This Texas Troubadour, I think, was the next one, which was okay. Let's take a look again at the Texas Troubadour. So again, we're looking for somebody that can run a 19 or a 20. Let's go back. Ya's got more game, maybe. Ye Be Judged, okay. So again, nothing that spectacular here. So let's get into this pick 5 a little bit. So the pick 5, again, it's races 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a 50-cent bet, but the way you do it is you just look for contenders and, you know, you got to be a little more liberal about who you use in these types of things. You can certainly play for value, but if you have a favorite who's just kind of shitty in one race, but there are other horses and other legs that are really strong, you probably have to use the favorite because you're looking at full 5-string combinations, right? Not just one individual race. So if the entire 5-string combination is good, then you can justify betting it. So the problem is that you don't know in advance what these pick 5s are paying, so you can't really do any analysis with respect to whether it's good value. All you could do is estimate based on, you know, future morning lines or subsequent race morning lines what, you know, who might be good prices. You could, for the first 2 races, figure out what the daily doubles are going to be. Like, for example, like using Express Bet as an example here, you could go under pools. Let's say you went to the 4th race and, well, they don't have them listed yet, but so you could have doubles and you can see what they're paying. So like this is actually the first race, but just as an example, you could see that the chalkiest number is the 2 this race with the, actually the 7 this race with the 6 next race. So, or actually the 1, 3, and 6. So you could presume that the 1, 3, and 6 are going to be favored the next race, even though you don't know exactly what those win odds are yet. Nonetheless, going back into this race at Fonner, let's take a look and see who we like here. So Street Ruler is a little, you know, maybe to run a 23. I could certainly see that. See what you're going to need, though. This Taylor's Prince, I guess, could run a 23 also. We're looking for something better than that. Country Cure is not bad. Again, he could also run a 23. He could actually run back to any of these 19s. Now, again, you got to be able to look past this 31 coming off the layoff, but if you're willing to do that, he could be a decent long shot. Mom's Money, really not very good. Chili Willis, maybe a 24 with short rest, got a chance. Now this is the good horse. So Cliff's Place is really good because it ran an 18 last year, and you see it came back and it ran an 18 again, and it has a little bit of an off race. So this horse can, I think is easily going to run a 23, and it's possible that this can run like a 15. I mean, this horse can really in good shape to run forward. So this is definitely my favorite so far. And then this Where's Rufus? It's got a 19, which is a little bit better than some of these others. Again, it's a 6-year-old off of this big 2-year layoff, so maybe it's fine. Diane DeVan Gogh, not very good, can't really get there. And this other one, Otani's really strong. So Otani has a 15 already. Now it's a little bit fishy in the last couple of races, and it hasn't really had any breaks here, so it's possible it's just finished. But if you even consider the 22 its floor, and it can it's always a good sign when the horse is coming back on short rest. So I definitely think that this one, along with that Cliffs horse, are two clearly the best. Okay. It depends how much money you want to put in, how many horses you use. But like, for example, the first thing I would do is I would put in Otani, the 9, with the Cliffs Place at 6-1. And by the way, Cliffs Place at 6-1, very, very good bet. So if you liked any of those others in the previous races, you could hook them up with Cliffs Place in the pick 4, the pick 3, or the daily double, whatever, and get probably some decent value. And Otani, I think Otani's probably the best, and Cliffs Place probably the second best as far as just actual winning chances. But given the odds, I think Cliffs Place could be the better bet. Both of them are I think very solid. So I would use 6-9 probably in the pick 5, and we'll go back and show you how to do that in a minute. So the 5th race is a big kind of a long, pretty big field. So let's take a look at it. 5th race, Country Summer. Just kind of okay, but it could run a 24. Who knows? This Diablo Grande can run a 24. This one can run a 24. Is this going to be one where you have to just go all? Let's see, 24, 24, 24. This one can run a 24, coming off that 40, but still it can run a 24. This Beta Lover can run a 24. All right, so this Spotitude, to me, looks like clearly the best right now, right? I think 23, 24 is its floor, and it could certainly get a 20, maybe even better. So Spotitude for me is clear. Now this one's interesting. This Ain't Seen the Ball. It's got these really strong numbers here, but it looks kind of out of sorts. So I would use it, but maybe a real big long shot. Philly Boy, nothing. This Panic Button can run a 24, but like for me, for example, you go back in this, Spotitude at 8-1 is tremendous play. Now again, depending on how much you want to put in, I mean, you could single this one, only play him, or you could use all these other ones that we talked about. Like pretty much everybody in here could run that. You know what I mean? Like presuming that Spotitude doesn't run the 20 or better, then all these guys can get there. So you have Panic Button, Philly Boy, even. I mean, who can't run a 25? This one's kind of interesting to me. This Getaway Driver off that 40. I'm going to get back to that Getaway Driver horse again. And this one's fine, the Amera Point. So all these guys can run okay. So this Getaway Driver, this 4 is another one that's kind of interesting. And we'll come back to these guys in a few minutes. So 6th race, this horse we liked the other day, actually. We're already talking about a horse we've already gone over who ended up being scratched. So let's take a look and see if we're going to like him again or her again. So 6th race, we have Chuckmate with 2022s, Hunter Appeal, a little better, 18-19, that's pretty good. This Commander McDivitt's interesting. It's got this random 12, but I'm going to try this one. I mean, this is the type of horse I like to play. I mean, it was running 16, 17s, then it was kind of crappy. Then it just ran this 12. I kind of like this. So Commander McDivitt, I like. Hunter Appeal. Ducati, this is that same horse from the other day. But yeah, it got 16s. These three, all three of these guys look good. Shipstalker looks good with an 18. Smarty Party Papa, okay, 19-19-22. The Shooter's Alley looks very good with the 16s. So we have Shooter's Alley with the 16. These are like my favorites. Shooter's Alley, Ducati, Commander McDivitt, right? So let's take a look at those guys. Shooter's Alley is 7, Ducati the 4. So 3, 4, and 7 would be like my favorites, but those other horses with 18s and 19s are also contenders. So depending again on how much you want to put in, you could certainly throw these guys in. So those are going to be guys like Hunter's Appeal, Shipstalker, Smarty Papa. So who are they? 2, 5, and 6. So I'll make 2, 5, and 6 kind of like my second tier. Again, depending on how much we want to put in. We'll fill out this ticket in a minute. So the fourth leg, seventh race, little 8-horse field, should be easy to handle. So we have River Deputy, who looks to be able to run about a 22, 21, something like that. Honey Hearts, similar, about a 20. This Extreme Caution is much better because it's got kind of, again, a 20 is kind of its floor, and it's got all these 16s and 18s. So Extreme Caution is certainly the best for now. Jessica stinks. Mayflowers is good with a 16. So you have Mayflowers with a 16 and Extreme Caution so far. So that's what you're going to need, are those kind of numbers. So that's all there is, right? Chub Charmer is okay to run a 19, but to run like a 16, you're really between Mayflowers and Extreme Caution. So that should be my top tier. So it would be Mayflowers at 9-2 and Extreme Caution at 7-2. So 3-5 would be kind of my best. So again, it would be those two. And then if you want to go to the next group, it would be 1, 2, like all those other ones, you know? Again, depending on how much you want to put in. And we'll give you an example of that in a minute. So in the last race here, in race number 8, you have Little Quarter Shoot, who's, I think, scratched. You have this Harmony Grove with a 24, which is fine, and a 29. See what else we can do there. Frankly Run is pretty decent. I mean, it's got an 18. It's kind of coming around to that again. Could run a 21 maybe. That'd be doable. This Go On Preaching is very good. It's got a 19, a 15. It's definitely the best so far. And, you know, no one else is really in the business of running those kind of numbers. So, like, you have this one, Fours Mauve with a 20. Could run a 20. Born Forest, I guess, could run a 20. Razorback Red, not really. Who else can run a 20? Oh, this I'm Lucky could run a 20. So Go On Preach, I think, it can easily run a 20, and then it can go forward. So I think that, Frankly Fun, it looks good too. So maybe I'm being too cavalier, but just for example, let's say that I thought these two were the best. Frankly Fun, because it has, you know, it's got these 15s and 18s to run back to. And same thing with Go On Preaching, it's got those numbers to run back to. Let's make those kind of the top, depending on odds here. So yeah, so Frankly Fun at 12-1 is really good. And Go On Preaching, so 3 and 4 are going to be the top ones. And who is the next group? So if you have 3 and the 4 that have those good 20s as floors, right? Who else could run the 20? So you have I'm Lucky, maybe Born Force, and Force Mauve. So either I'm Lucky, Force Mauve. Who's the other one? I'm Lucky, Force Mauve, and Born Force. I'll take a look at that again. I just forgot who it was. Force Mauve. Yeah, maybe Born Force. So Force Mauve, Born Force, and I'm Lucky. That would be 3, 4 on top, and then 6, 9, 10. Okay. So let's say we're going to do this bet. So let's go back to the 4th race. And the first thing I want to do is let's do the minimum number of horses. So remember in the first race, we liked Cliff's Place and maybe, who was it? Was Country Cure the other one that we liked? Let's take a look at that again. Oh, it was Otani, right? So Cliff's Place and Otani. Then, actually, we got to do pick 5. Sorry. So it was Cliff's Place and Otani. And then in the second leg, it's going to be a 50-cent bet, by the way. In this race, we liked the Spotitude, which was our favorite horse. So let's just use the minimum for now. The third race, we like these 3, right? The Commander McDivitt, Ducati. who's the other one? Was it Shooter's Alley? Let's go back to that. I forgot. Yeah, it looked like we had, I wrote down 347. So let's put that. And then we had these other horses in the next tier, but we'll get to that in a minute. The fourth leg, we like this Extreme Caution and Mayflowers. And then this race, we like the Gone Preachin' and Frankly Fun as the top one, right? So if you want to do this for 50 cents, this would only cost you $12. Right? So you get all these different combinations. That's how they do this. So it's like each of these is a different 50-cent wager. So you have like 65333, 66333, 66334, 66354, 63. You know what I mean? So that's the way they do these multiple bets for you. So if you want to do this for $12 for 50 cents, you could get your top horses. Now let's say the other extreme. Let's say you wanted to, you know, use other horses that we kind of liked. Let's go back to the, well, you want to go back to the first race and see the second contenders were there, for example? May as well. Do we even look at second contenders there? Let's see. Fourth race we started, right? So it was Country. So who are these other ones we like? So Country Cure. Let's go back to this. So it was going to be, I guess that was really all that we liked. So Cliff's Place. If we wanted to do others, it would be Rufus, Cure, and Street Ruler. So let's just say we did that. So we did put all these guys in, okay? So we're having the 1, 3, and the 7 be the second tiers. And let's say in the second race, in addition to Spotitude, who were some of these other ones that we liked? Let's go back and remember. I think it was a Point, wasn't it? Or was it Getaway Driver? It was the 2, actually, right? Or was it the 7? I think it was the 7. Let's take a look at it one more time. Sorry, Getaway Driver with that 19, right? Spotitude was really good. So Getaway Driver was that one that we were interested in as a secondary one. So let's say we threw in Getaway Driver. Was it also Ain't Seen the Ball? I thought Ain't Seen the Ball was somebody we were interested in. Let's take a look at it one more time. Spotitude, Ain't Seen the Ball. I mean, maybe, but ugh. Right, let's just presume that the only other one that we can consider is this kind of awful looking Getaway Driver. Okay, but let's put him in. The third leg, remember, we like the 3, 4, 7, but after that we like the 2, 5, 6. So let's say we wanted to use all these guys also. And then in the fourth leg, remember, we like the 3, 5, and then after that it was going to be all of these guys except for Jessica Glitters. And then in the last race, instead of the 3, 4, you also like the 6, the 8, 6, the 9, and the 10. So like if you want to use all the horses that we looked at, you can get them all for $1,050. You know, it depends on your level of risk. It depends on how much you want to play. You know, this is another way you can go. So what I like to say is the places you're weak are going to be this race. You know, because you're only using 2 horses, and it's not like either of these guys are locks. But this is a way to get a lot of different combinations. So somewhere between, you know, the $12 ticket, right, and the $1,000 ticket, depending on your level of confidence, you know, you can mix around like these different things. Now I still do actually, the computer programs that can figure out, you know, based on how much you want to spend, what good combinations are, right? But so if you started with this, what I would do is say, okay, so which of these races that I was very, you know, kind of cavalier in, where am I least confident? You know what I mean? Like which one of these top tiers am I most concerned with? And then what you could do is you could just start putting them in. So let's say, oh my God, I really don't think this was really dangerous, this you know, this last leg. So that would be the first place I would go, is I would go, okay, maybe I could do a $30 ticket where I'm kind of spreading out this race a little bit. Okay. And then let's say the next one that I'm a little nervous in is this first race, the second leg here. So maybe I could double the ticket here by putting in Getaway Driver. maybe I could play $60 that way, you know? So depending on your, again, your level of risk tolerance and how much money you want to put in, you know, there's something for everybody with these big jackpot, you know, these big carryovers. I guess that's pretty much it. I'm gonna fire this up. If anybody wants to play, you know, go, I don't know, ExpressBet, FanDuel, TVG, Twin Spires, a lot of places. One of these days, I'm gonna get an affiliate deal where I can actually refer you to some place and you could play and I'll get paid for it, like everybody else does. But until then, I mean, you know, just as it's kind of a fun thing to bet on, and that's it.